Wait, this is an Airbnb? That's exactly what I said when I first stepped into this Hanok. It wasn't a hotel. It wasn't a guest house. It was something else entirely. You step through the wooden gate, and suddenly it's not Seoul anymore. The cars, the noise, the crowd, it all disappears. What you're left with? Silence, birds, a warm breeze passing through paper doors. It's like Korea paused itself and said, breathe. Most people think Hanok stays are just for tourists who like old buildings. But in 2025? They're part of Korea's healing travel trend. Locals are booking these places too for staycations, digital detox, even solo retreats. The surprise? Many of these hanoks are now on Airbnb with morning breakfast, guided tea ceremonies, and silent meditation options. Not in the countryside either. Some are hidden inside Seoul Bukshan, Shokan, even Eunpyeong Hanok village. And they're not expensive. 90,000 to 180,000 per night depending on the service. You're getting way more than a room. You're stepping into someone's memory, someone's past, and healing your present. Hey, if you're already thinking I need this, pause, hit like, and subscribe. We've got more secret stays coming your way on TripZoom. The Hanok I stayed at? The host was a retired monk who teaches 6 a.m. breathing sessions in the courtyard. And breakfast? Fresh tofu stew, grilled lotus root, handmade tea from the local mountain. They even provide hanbok pajamas so you can feel fully immersed. No loud appliances, no TV, no rush, just time, stillness, awareness, and oddly joy. People come to Korea for BTS and beauty stores. But this is the Korea you never expected but won't forget. If you've got a friend who's been stressed lately, who's been talking about a trip to Korea, send them this video. It might change how they travel. You walk into a cafe in Seoul, expecting the usual coffee, cakes, Wi-Fi, right? But then you notice something different. There's no plastic lid on your iced latte. Your receipt is emailed, not printed. And the table next to you? They're using bring your own tumblers and getting discounts for it. Welcome to zero waste cafe culture in Korea. And no, it's not just a hipster thing anymore. It's become a quiet, national movement, especially among Gen Z and conscious travelers. But how did Korea, a country known for convenience culture and take out everything, suddenly start going green in cafes? Let's talk facts. In 2025, over 38% of independent cafes in Seoul now offer some type of zero waste incentive. Reusable cups, composting bins, metal straws, vegan, low-impact desserts. Not because the government made them, because the customers demanded it. More young Koreans are saying, if I'm paying $5 for coffee, I want it to be ethical too. And for tourists, it's surprising. Most people still expect Korea to be about fast food, plastic wrap, and speed. But these cafes, they're offering slower, more intentional experiences. Let's break it down. Reusable options: bring your own tumbler and get 300,500 off. Cup rentals: some cafes partner with services that collect, wash, and reuse cups. Compost bins: not just for food scraps, some separate tea bags and even napkins. Eco menus: vegan banana bread, oat milk lattes, sugar-free kombucha. One cafe in Hongdae even tracks your carbon footprint per order. No joke, you scan a QR code, and it shows how eco-friendly your choice was. That's not just coffee, that's a conversation starter. And before we go further, if you're thinking, wait, I've never even heard of this side of Korea, then hit that like button, subscribe, and stay with us. We're just getting to the good part, because in the next segment, we're going to show you the exact cafes locals swear by, from hidden rooftops to underground spots with zero plastic and 100% vibes. And trust me, some of them don't even allow to-go cups at all. So if you thought eco-living was boring, think again. Stay tuned for part 3, Seoul's best zero-waste cafes you've never heard of. Only on TripZoom. You walk into a zero-waste cafe in Seoul and something feels different. No plastic lids, no disposable cups stacked up. Instead, a rack full of wash tumblers, wooden trays, and handwritten signs like, discount if you bring your own cup. And here's the twist: people actually do it. In a city that runs on speed and convenience, these cafes are slowing things down. And not just with their sustainability message. Their design, menu, and vibe all follow one principle: less waste, more purpose. Let's take a look at one of Seoul's most talked about spots. Thanks, Oat in Songsu. This place serves all drinks in glass. No plastic, no paper, no exceptions. Even the to-go orders come in returnable containers, and yes, you get your deposit back. Now here's the crazy part. This extra effort attracts more customers. Why? Because it feels intentional. People come not just for coffee, but to align their values with their lifestyle. And in 2025, identity-driven consumption is at an all-time high. Another example? Dongbak Bake in Mapo. This cafe bakes daily in small batches, wraps everything in recyclable wax paper, and gives 10% off if you refuse packaging altogether. You'd think it's niche, but it's always full. Tourists, students, even office workers with their own mugs. Here's what people don't expect. Many of these cafes are cheaper than big-name coffee chains. You're not paying for branding, you are paying for purpose. And for many Gen Z and millennial travelers, that hits deeper than just a sugar rush. But it's not just about how it looks. It's about how it feels to consume consciously even while traveling. Want to discover the most Instagrammable yet ethical cafes in Seoul? Stick around for part 4. We're going deep into real user stories from travelers who say these cafes changed how they see Korea. And hey, if you know someone who'd love this kind of place, send this video to them. It might change their trip or their habits. Like, subscribe, and keep going with TripZoom. Let me ask you something. Would you go to a cafe to do laundry? Or take a zero-waste baking class? Sounds strange? Not in Korea, especially in 2025. In Seoul, the definition of a cafe has evolved. Today, some zero-waste cafes aren't just about reusable straws and plant-based lattes. They're about changing the way people live one small, conscious choice at a time. Take Super Matcha Cafe in Sinsa. It's not just a green tea cafe, it's a plastic-free, plant-based hub. You sit down with a reusable cup, read a book from a local eco-publisher, and leave with a bamboo toothbrush and a matcha muffin made with upcycled flour. That's not just coffee, that's a statement. Or check out the Picker in Songsu. It's a package-free grocery cafe hybrid. You grab your coffee in a returnable tumbler, shop for shampoo bars and biodegradable dish soap, then take a workshop on DIY soap making all in one afternoon. No branding overload, no loud music, just intention. But here's what's wild. These places aren't niche anymore. They're popular. People come for the vibes, stay for the values. Even influencers post about it not because it's trendy, but because it's honest. This is where sustainability becomes lifestyle. And foreigners are starting to notice. They walk into these cafes expecting just coffee, and leave thinking, why don't we have this at home? And maybe that's the real charm. These cafes don't lecture. They don't guilt trip. They invite you to be part of the solution quietly, stylishly, and one oat milk latte at a time. Pro tip: many cafes offer discounts. If you bring your own cup, usually 5,001,000 off. Also, check Instagram before visiting. Some cafes rotate their eco events weekly. And if you're finding these cafe trends surprising or inspiring, hit that like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's obsessed with coffee and climate. Next, in part 5, we'll map out the ultimate zero-waste cafe route in Seoul. You can follow in just one weekend. You don't want to miss this. Let's be real, some people visit Korea for the food, some for the K-pop, and others for the shopping. But in 2025, more and more travelers are adding something else to their must-visit list: sustainable cafes. Not because they're trendy, but because they offer an experience that's meaningful, calming, and Instagrammable in the best way. So, should you go? Here's the short answer. If you love minimal aesthetics, if you care about sustainability, if you want to try vegan or organic options, if you're looking for a calm break from the busy city, then the answer is absolutely yes. But go in with the right mindset. It's not just about a cup of coffee. It's about seeing how Korea's younger generation is thinking differently about the planet, about waste, and about small everyday choices. You might even leave with more than a good drink. You might walk away thinking, I want to live more like this. So if this video gave you a fresh perspective, drop a comment below, and tell us your favorite eco spot in Korea or your country. And if you know a friend planning to visit Seoul, send them this video right now. It'll change how they see Korean cafes forever. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring the new Korea with TripZoom.